Hi, this is Tony here from Airguns, Air Rifles, and Pistols. Today I have a Hatsan Gladius in for review. The Gladius is Hatsan's latest bullpup. It was released at the end of 2015 overseas and is starting to make it out to people here in the US now that we're in March. The Gladius is a really different tool for Hatsan to be putting out there. It takes a lot of the features that are common on some of their other models and incorporates them into one solid platform. I have the Gladius here. You can see it is a standard bullpup. It does feature a power adjuster, which is definitely new and unique currently to the Gladius line as far as what Hatsan offers. The tube is very similar, the air cylinder, to what's found on the BT65 and the Hatsan Gladius. The side lever is placed very ergonomically in the center, a little forward of where your length of pull is, where the trigger is. And it's a little similar to what you see on the ATP2 pistol or on the Gladius, where it is a little on the forward side. It does have a very smooth action. The Gladius does come with an adjustable buttstock, an adjustable cheek riser. It has a removable air cylinder, as is common for other products in the Hatsan line. In addition to that, Hatsan now does have a regulator that is available. This can be purchased from HatsanUSA or will be available shortly. That is a drop-in unit where you can add it to existing cylinders, or it can be ordered with that already in place from most of your major resellers. The top does feature a combination dovetail Picatinny mount so that you do have that flexibility still in regards to how you want to mount your scope. It is a little longer than is found on some of the other Hatsan rifles, which is nice for those of you who want to add a scope cam or a night vision setup. You do get a little bit of extra length for that mounting adjustment or adjustability. One of the things that people have mentioned and been concerned about with the Gladius is the weight on it. It does come in weighing at 10 pounds. However, it is really well balanced because it is a bullpup. The center of balance is right about at the trigger itself, so it does not feel like that full 10 pounds. Mind you, depending on what you put on here for optics, that can change it. The heavier the optic, of course, it is going to adjust that amount of that center of balance and such. What I have here is the 25 cal Hatsan Gladius. Max fill pressure is still that 200 bar. It does come with built-in storage for additional magazines here, so it does store an additional 3 magazines. The cylinder is a 255 cc air tank or air cylinder, once again removable. You do have a tri-rail system in the front, so you can put accessories such as a flashlight, laser, especially if you're using night vision, or bipod on the bottom. Safety is built in, similar to on the ATP2. It is in the front of the trigger. Standard adjustable trigger, as is found on all Hatsans. Anti-double feed. I really do like the cheek riser, the way it is set up, the way it's built in. You actually, let me turn it around here. It have a little adjustment here that you can use to manually raise or lower it. One of the questions I was asked is if it is a ambidextrous rifle. Well, for the most part it is. The cheek riser is a little different if you're going righty versus lefty, but it still is a functional cheek riser, so you will be able to shoot that as a left-handed shooter. 6 adjustments on the power wheel. We'll get to those and see kind of what it performs like when we get out to the range. Right now it is available from all your major retailers. Special thank you to Airgun Depot today for providing this model for testing and evaluation. Let's see what it does out on the field. So that one was at 827. 824. 831. 826. 825. 826. 822. 824. And our last shot on our second mag comes in at 819. So it looks like it's starting to drop off now. So we got two solid mags at high power for it. I'm going to reload it full of air, and then we're going to go ahead and take her out, see what she does at 50 yards, and then we'll switch over to low power and see what we get out of that. The next thing we wanted to test was the different power settings that were available on the Gladius. We switched it over to power setting 1, and at power setting 1, the lowest power setting, we were able to get 350 feet per second, or about 7 FPE out of the GSB Exact Kings. We then moved this up to power setting 2. At that power setting, we got 482 feet per second, or 13 FPE of energy, so a little more acceptable for small game hunting and the like. Power setting 3 yielded 592 feet per second, or 20 FPE of energy. Moving up to power setting 4, that brought us up to 672 feet per second, or 25 foot-pounds energy. Power setting 5 was at 737 feet per second, or 31 foot-pound of energy. And at max power, we got 796 feet per second, or about 36 foot-pound of energy. We're running out of air at this point. On a regular full fill, your first two clips, you're going to look at a little closer to 40 FPE of energy out of the Gladius at max. We're at 25 yards again. This time I'm using a scope cam to show you what this looks like in slow motion. We're at 240 frames per second. If you ever do get the opportunity to shoot via scope cam in slow-mo, I highly recommend it. One of the biggest advantages is you can definitely see when you've pulled the shot, especially when you're doing shot groups, testing a new rifle out. Here you'll see that my first few shots were great, no problems whatsoever. On these last two shots, though, you can see as I pulled it to the left, you'll see as I fire, that crosshair visibly shifts over to the left. The scope cam doesn't lie. Those are the shooter, not the rifle. So that first group, those first few shots were right on dead center. Those two that I pulled will hopefully show you that this is a really accurate rifle out to 25 yards. Now we're going to move over to a couple 50-yard tests. We moved our target out to 50 yards. Once again, we are using the scope cam and slow-mo 240 frames per second. It's a lot easier at this range to see the slight spiral the rifling gives the pellet as it flies towards its target. I'm pretty happy with this group. It was 50 yards. I was just trying to guesstimate the holdover. Forgot I was on 16x zoom on the scope instead of on 10x for true mill dot. So I was a little off on this first attempt here. But for a 5-shot group, I mean, I am really happy with how this turned out on the Gladius. I had 4 more shots left in the mag. I'll take another 4 shots, hopefully getting the holdover and the windage a little closer. We're at 50 yards again here. You can see this rifle really doesn't have that much of a problem at 50 yards. Once I got the holdover and the windage dialed in, no problems, giving it about 2 dots holdover and 1 mil dot for windage. Hatsan Gladius, great gun, perform well. Available today from Airgun Depot. See the link below for additional information on the Airguns ARP website. If you have questions, visit us on our Facebook group as well.